What's up everyone, and welcome back to Wild Antics NZ. So today I am going to be taking one of these panels down to my local paint shop. They're a good paint supply shop for anything automotive. They will colour match it, hopefully pretty much perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off this panel here and they can colour match this, because I'm not going to be painting these. That's the original sticker kit and it looks to be under the clear coat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep and paint these ones. You can see they're chipped. They got some sort of screw damage there, so I'm going to fill all the holes and I'll just start from scratch pretty much. These, or the seats around, I will polish it, have a look how it comes out, see if it's good enough for my liking. The rear cowling panel here has a bit of a bubble there, so as you can see, I'm going to have to sand that back and paint that. And also these here have some stone chips, so I'll sand these back, paint those. And the front cockpit panel here, if you look up close, there's stone chipping in that, so I will remove the screen and prep all of that for paint, and then obviously paint it. So I've sanded both of these back. I'm just going to get rid of this now, and then I'm going to fill in these holes. I'll fill in these holes too. I can see they've made this because if you have a look there, it's a little bit broken, but I reckon I can do better than that ugly thing. So we'll pull this apart and then I can bog it. Normally I would use fibre fill, but I've only got body filler today, so it'll do. I'm going to paint it anyway, so we on. So after a few hours of prep, this is where we are. Front cockpit panels all sanded back. The side panels are all sanded back. I'm going to chuck one more coat of primer on this just to fill in a few bits and pieces after sanding it back. Wasn't quite happy with it. Here's my mirror ends. So one's yellow. I'll be primering that and painting that. Also this one, I'll be priming it and painting it. I still have to repair this one, but I also am going to be painting another one, so I'm going to have two rear tail ends. So what I'm going to do now is pretty much just set it all up, get it all in primer as quick as I can, and then I can start working on tidying this up and getting the other one put in primer and painted. So I've just sanded these back. This is final sand off. I've used 400 grit sandpaper, P400. You want to use 400 or above, anything, that's fine. And it's come up alright. They haven't come up perfect, but honestly I've spent enough time prepping them, so I'm happy with that. And here's your other one. Some panels need more primer than other, as you can see, but I'm happy with this. And then hit all these holes before I filled those on both sides. So pretty much what I'm going to do now is get them ready, hang them up and paint them. So got my panels out in the sun here now. I'm going to give them one more little scuff off of the sandpaper. Now they're in the sun, I can sort of see that it's a little bit rough here. Should be able to feel it, but I'm wearing gloves, so I might take those off and feel it. But anyway, they're all prepped, ready to go. So what I do is I just give them one more little rub back, degrease them, clean them, and then use a tack cloth just to pull all the extra debris off if there is anything. Here's my rear cowling panel. So when you do this, make sure you're happy with your prep, because once you paint, you don't have a second chance. Once you start laying paint down, you can't stop and sand it back, or you can, but what a waste of time and paint. So I've got 500 mils of paint. I've got one chance to do it, and let's hopefully I get it all right. But yeah, we'll give it one more rub back and then we'll get into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a test spray on the small panel here, make sure that I'm happy with the colour, the way the gun's going and whatnot, and then I'll bring the big panels out and start spraying them. So as you can see, I managed to get a couple panels painted today. Haven't done a lot, but I'll show you what I have done and what I'll be doing tomorrow. So here we have the bottom panels for the bike. That's the original top half. I just pulled that out to show you guys the color difference. So man, it's pretty much perfect. I'm happy as with that. So that shot's good. But anyway, this one's come out pretty good. That one's come out nice and sparkling. I'm doing a two-tone on the tail ends here. First time I've done a two-tone, so the way I'm doing it is I've painted that, put about 3 to 5 coats on that, quite thick, and then I will primer this and paint this black. Also, if you look under here, I painted it red too, so yeah, it's pretty fun. I haven't done two-tone before, like I'm saying, so I'm just giving it a go. Also, when I was painting this one, I did a bit of a rookie mistake and I checked how much paint I had left. I took the cap off, and as I put the cap back on, some stuff's obviously gone in. I know you have little filters you can use for the guns, but I'm using a cheap Bunnings Ryobi gun, so they don't have much pressure as it is. That'll just restrict it. So or when you force pressure into them, it doesn't spray out properly, so I don't run those in these guns. But anyway, you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but there, it's put a little splatter of stuff and there. So man, I am gutted about that. I was almost thinking I'll sand the whole thing back and start again, but honestly it won't matter when it's on the bike. These are going to look real good with that, because these are the old ones. I haven't even painted them. So anyway, I'm a bit disappointed in that, but I'll give it a buff, but it is what it is. So you just got to carry on. We can't, you know, predict the future. I could end up sanding it all back again and same thing, something similar could happen, but it is what it is. So tomorrow I will be painting this. I've also spent hours trying to get this right, sanding it back and just trying to get the shape right again, because when you sand them back in certain areas the shape changes. So I've primed it thick, thin in areas just to try to get it perfect, because this will be the first thing you see when you look at the bike. People will be looking at the front cockpit panel and they'll go, oh, well, I don't know, but something that you want to have pretty much bang perfect. These side panels, it's going to paint black, but I think I'm going to go red now. And then here's a spare cowling panel, and I'm just going to paint this one completely red in case I don't like the black and red. So yeah, anyway, I've just chucked a bit of filler on there because it had a crack going through it, so see how that comes out. The crack was just in the clear and paint, it wasn't actually in the cowl panel itself. So here's the finished result for the cockpit panel and the rear cowling. It came out good. When I painted it, it came out real good, but as it was drying, the elements, some dust and a little bit of debris and that did blow in there, which I was real disappointed about, but at the same time it looks a heap better than it did. You can see it's shiny as, so that's what we want. Like I was saying, we're mating it with the old fairing as well, so it will blend in very well, a lot better than it was before. And this rear toweling looks good, so I think the black and red theme's the way to go. As for the side wings, you guys will just have to wait and see what I've done there, but I think it's going to look pretty cool. Okay, so now that we've had all the fairing painted, I'm going to go for a products list on exactly what I used to paint it. Bear in mind, after doing all of this painting and using the products and sandpaper and whatnot, I've worked out that it's cost me about $300 NZ dollars, so it's not cheap, but at the same time I know what I'm going to get, and also I don't have to wait or hope to get something from overseas, which could be completely different to what they say it is. So anyway, here's my paint. This is Red Match from Car Colours Albany. 500 mils is about $100, give or take. Also, I got some black paint. That was another $50, and that's for 250 mils. I used degreaser, so this is a panel degreaser to remove dust and obviously so the paint sticks. Hardener, that is a fast hardener from Auto Shop in Onehunga. So all this stuff's from Onehunga, just not the paint. I use thinners, proper paint thinners, so that's a special paint thinners designed for paint, not multi-purpose. And primer, I used 1K primer, and that's about it. So this is the paint gun I use. It's just a cheap Ryobi one from Bunnings. A lot of people have told me to upgrade and what I'm up to, but at the same time I don't care. I'll just use it until it doesn't work anymore. And when I said in my video that I don't use those filters, if you have a look here, I use these. So I still filter my paint to make sure that there's no debris in it, and I use these filters. So they're just disposable. Once you've used it, you throw it away. And I can't stress this enough to people that if you are going to be painting with products like this, and because this is a 2K paint with a hardener, please use a mask. And same with sanding, use a mask. So I have a half face one. I normally use that for sanding and stuff. It's a bit more free for you to breathe in that. It has the good cartridges in it, so I renew my cartridges as well. And here is my full face. This is a 3M full face, and I'm running the vapor, organic vapor filters, and I also run a filter inside there, and I have toilet paper just to catch the paint, so it doesn't clog up the filters and turn them whatever color I'm painting. But once again, doesn't matter your age, and it doesn't matter who told you, or you don't need to use this, that. make sure you wear a mask. I can't stress it enough, honestly, guys. I'm very paint sensitive, and my mask's the only reason I can paint, otherwise I wouldn't be able to. So next video is going to be getting the bike ready for its reassemble. Still need to fit the new handlebar, which I have now, and the tail light assembly, which I also have. We're going to have to check those front brakes out, so just have a look at those, see what's going on there, and also put a new battery in it, do the engine oils may as well while it's apart, and then start reassembling it. So getting close now, and also taking it for a ride. But once again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and I can continue these motorbike vlogs. But cheers, thanks again, peace out.